What is up, YouTube? Back in the garage. I got the Honda frame off the lift, sitting here all naked, and the CB350 motor is up on the lift for a full teardown-ish. Not positive how far we're going on this one yet. The bottom end on this was rock solid. All the leaks have been coming up from the valve covers and the heads. We'll see. I'll start digging into it and figure out how far we want to go. But for the first time in my entire life, I can say this Honda spilled oil all over my garage. Wouldn't typically be that big of a deal, but when you have a bunch of old crappy iron heads and shovel heads and old Harleys that regularly leak oil, Hondas aren't supposed to do that. This one did. So now I get to give my buddy a bunch of crap. Other than that, I was working on the Sporty today, both of them. The blue one is done. Except for the horn, I still got to hook the horn up, but minor detail. The Evo chopper is fully under the knife now. Started going through, I know in the videos, and a couple people made comments on it, but it has had a clattery valve train. As far as I'm aware, that's normal for iron heads. That's what I'm used to, iron heads and shovel heads and things like that with solid lifters. Even the hydros on shovel heads are crap, but with the solid lifter design, it should have a little bit of clatter. That never really bothered me. On the Evo, got a little nervous about it, so I yanked it apart, pulled the upper rocker covers off, and I don't know how well documented that one is. I was working at the shop next to the compressor, so I didn't really have the camera going because it's really loud and annoying. So I got the rocker covers off on that one. There is barely any oil at the top side of the motor, so I got to diag that. I pulled the oil pressure switch port, the little switch in front, like behind the frame, off the oil filter housing, if you will, what used to be like the generator. Pulled that out and cranked it over and puked oil out. So it is getting oil pressure, it's just not making its way up to the head. So hopefully tomorrow, if I get up there early enough and nobody's up there, I can start doing a quick little video for you on that one. Other than that, the blue ironhead video, the final touches on there is going to be coming out pretty quick. I have the Honda motor out video that just got posted. If you didn't watch that, give it a whirl. It's a little bit longer than most of my normal videos, but there was a lot going on. Also got to play with the GoPro. I'm undecided on whether or not I love that yet. I just got to figure out the mic situation. On the phone, I got this figured out. I hate bad audio. It drives me crazy, and I'm sure that it drives you guys crazy. Maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, let me know, and I'll just go with it. But for me, I can't stand when it's all choppy, especially in the winter when I got the heater going. That noise gets picked up over everything else and makes it really hard to hear. So there's that. I don't know when I'm gonna start digging into this motor. I'm back to work, so I lost the rest of my free time. I feel like I got a good amount done in a week and a half or so. But back to work on Thursday, and I have a bunch of errands and final stuff to get done at the shop before we get back to the normal work week. So Harley stuff still sitting here, transes and heads and all the parts. Still waiting on the cases. My buddy's still working on them. Bartering work. I'm not paying anything for it, so I gotta wait on that, and I'm okay doing that because there's plenty of other stuff to keep me busy. Just confirmed with this Honda owner, and he wants to leave this bike exactly as is because he doesn't want to get into a full restoration. He wants a little beater bike to jump around and blast and not have to worry about, which I give him 100% props, because this far into a project is where my head starts saying, all right, well, let's just clean up the frame, let's do this, pull the forks, rebuild everything. Doesn't want to do it, just wants to keep it a good rider. Perfect. Way easier for me. So hopefully this frame will get going out of the garage in the next week or so until the motor's done, because that will take quite a while, and we will dive headfirst into this. Obviously, it looks like it's a little bit more apart than it actually is. Valve cover's off. That's really as far as we went on this motor, but needed to pull the valve cover in order to wrestle it out. Watch the last video, you'll see the whole thing. There's a million projects going on. I still have all these stupid blocks and motors that I gotta get to too, but one thing at a time, kind of, until I run out of money or parts, and then move on to the next thing until I run out of money or parts, and then just keep the rotation going. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys later.